Alright friends, here we go with another informative video for you. This is especially informative for parents that are trying to help their students learn new words. You can have, like I say over and over again, you can have a student write a word 20 times and have them learn it that way, but that does not help them become a better reader. In order to help students become better readers, you need to provide them with strategies that they can apply to any word that they'll run across. And what I'm going to teach you are things that will apply to any word, no matter how they come across them in the English language for sure. So today we're going to talk about closed and open syllables, and we're going to talk about the 4 sounds of Y at the very end. First of all, every syllable must have a vowel or vowel team / chunk. And I'll talk about what that is a little bit later. For this purpose of this video, you'll pretty much just talk about every syllable having a vowel by itself. It's very important that your student must understand the vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and as they get older, by the end of kindergarten, into 1st grade, they start to realize that Y is also a vowel. So depending on the relation of where it is. The positions of letters in relation to other letters is very important to the sounds they make. You'll understand this more as we start about open and closed. Closed syllables typically say short vowel sounds. Now these are patterns that we're talking about. I don't like to call them rules, because rules are always made to be broken, but there are exceptions to the pattern. The breve, most of us have seen this little symbol right here above letters, and that usually tells us that it's a short vowel sound. Now, I don't shy away from teaching kids this terminology. A way I do teach them the terminology is I kind of do it in a funny way. I might kind of breathe heavily, and I go, "What am I doing, everybody?" And they're like, "You're breathing." And I'm like, "Yes, I am. This word is really close to breathing, but it's breathe with a V instead of a TH at the end of it." So anytime you see these hash lines to the side with a letter inside of it, that shows you that this is the sound that the letter is making, the sound. So this represents a, I, and Y is another story, and that's going to be at the end. Closed syllable patterns consist of vowel consonant, consonant, or vowel consonant, consonant patterns. Now, notice where the vowel is in relation to the consonants. We don't care what comes before it. We always care when we're talking about open and closed syllables is where this vowel is in relations to the last letter in that syllable. So, in this syllable right here, or word, the consonant is the last. In this one we have 2 consonants, and in this one we have 3. An instance of this word, if I saw O-N, I would have my students find the vowel, so we dot the vowel, and then we would circle it. And then we say that a closed syllable is a vowel that cannot say its name because it's trapped. These are door slammers, or a consonant for no other better name for it. This O cannot say its name because it's trapped by this N, this consonant, on this one right here. So it says it's short vowel sound. So N. And this one right here, we have locate the vowel. Like I said, we don't care what comes before it. We locate the vowel. Notice where it's at. Well, I've circled the TH because the TH is a digraph, and it's 2 letters that make a brand new sound. Still, that still falls under the consonant pattern. Even though it makes one sound, that I is still trapped in that syllable for a closed syllable, and he cannot say his name. He has to say a short vowel sound. W, I, th. Another word might be, this is going to be hard for me to do this with one hand, would be C-A-T-C-H. Where's my vowel? I'm going to dot it, then I'm going to circle it. Where is it in relation to the syllable? Don't care before, I only care about vowel on. So here I have another digraph, but it is a consonant, consonant, consonant still, so it's forcing this vowel to say its short vowel sound. I hope I haven't lost anybody yet. Warning, warning, warning. Like I said, there's always exceptions to the rule. Patterns, not rules. Words that rhyme with old and ost don't follow the closed syllable patterns. These are two of the most common ones that you'll ever encounter, or that students will ever encounter. If you were to have a student try to sound this out, this would match that pattern 2 of the vowel, consonant, consonant. It would match this pattern right here. This one would. And this should say ah, but if you have a student try to sound that out, old, ald, it doesn't make sense at all. We always ask students to be flexible with their vowel sound. So if the short O didn't work, now let's try the long O. Old. What is this word? Old. The same thing with ost. If I was to have him sound it out, it would be ost. Still, it falls under this pattern up here. Same thing. It falls underneath it, but it doesn't follow it. So if it rhymes with old or ost, those are exceptions to the pattern, and they will not follow that same rule. So please make sure that that's something we always write on our sheets, because most is a word that they typically are taught pretty quickly and cold. Some examples of closed syllable sight words that a student would encounter on a kindergarten sight word list. These are very easy words because they make sense, especially if you're teaching them about closed syllables. The vowel is trapped by these two, so it's and. The same thing with the word with. The vowel is trapped by the th. It says it's short vowel sound. This word right here, the u, is trapped by just the t, so this goes along with that first pattern of just the vowel consonant. Like I said, it only goes with from the vowel on. So even in this one, we got vowel on. Well, this one doesn't even have anything before it, so it doesn't really matter. Vowel on, short vowel sound because it's trapped by the consonant. Then we have the word that, up, them, just, and must. These are all words that are found on the kindergarten sight word list. If you can teach students to look for closed syllables and try to figure out those first, then half the battle is going to be won. All right, let's go on to a different one. Open syllables, on the other hand, typically say the long vowel sounds. So short, we think of you're cut off pretty quickly. It's just going to be a short vowel sound. Long vowels can actually say their names. The terminology that we use for that is, unlike a breve, is going to be a macron, and that just signifies by a straight line. Remember the breve from earlier up here? The breve is the little upside down U, the kids, or the little U up above it, the kids like to call it. They always want to put a tail, but I tell them not to. This one says short vowel sounds. This one says long vowel sounds. Remember the hash marks here designate sounds. If you ever see a capital letter inside of these hash marks right here, that signifies that it's a long vowel sound if it doesn't have the macron above it. Sometimes you won't see a macron above it. You'll just see it as a capital or lowercase letter. So this would kind of signify which one it would actually say. The macron says, say your name. Well, we say because the other one I said was a door slammer is what makes these. The consonant slams the door on these guys so they can't say their name. And this one right here, it does not have a door slammer and it needs to say its name. So open syllable patterns end with a solo vowel. Instances of these are consonant vowel. Notice where the vowel is. Remember, we want to go vowel on. If this is the end of the syllable and it ends with that vowel, then the vowel says its name. Consonant, consonant, vowel, or just a vowel. Now, if we look at these two in comparison with each other, and I lost that card already, sorry. Oh, it's under there. There we go. So these are the two side by side. Closed syllables say short vowel sounds, and it's vowel on, you'll always notice there's a consonant trapping it in there. Open syllable patterns end with a solo vowel at the end. Okay, that's not working with another vowel. And that would be like a bossy E, for instance. That E at the end of a word is not going to say its name because it's working with the vowel before it. And I'll talk about that in another video. Some examples of open syllable sight words. Notice this I. Remember I said every syllable must have a vowel. Well, there's only 2 times that you can be a letter, a vowel, and a syllable. And that's when you're I or you're A. And yes, sometimes we say The kids know it either way. We don't really stress why until they get a lot older. So, vowel on, there's nothing after it. The vowel's going to say its name. Vowel on, nothing after it. Vowel can say its name. This one right here, where's our vowel? There's nothing after it. Says its name. This one right here, the vowel's after it. It's going to say its name. No vowel after, nothing after the vowel, say its name. Same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. These are examples of sight words that are on the kindergarten sight word list. These also transpose into the first grade list. I know that there are 55 of the kindergarten sight words on the first grade sight word list. So it's very important to kind of make sure that they know that. Now, positions of Y. Oh boy. Hang on here, people. Remember I talked about the position matters, where it's at. We just talked about open and closed. Talked about closed. And we talked about open and how it matters and where the vowel is, right? Matters where the vowel is. Matters where the vowel is. Well, the Y matters where the vowel is too. Okay? So in this one right here, there's only one time that you're going to see Y as a consonant. There's 3 times that you're going to see Y as a vowel. Y is only a consonant when it's the first letter of a syllable. First letter of a syllable. Okay? So in the word yellow or the word yank, it's at the beginning of the syllable. Okay? There's the word kayak. Nope, that's not a good one. Oh, I just saw it the other day. Can't remember what it was. I'll have to come back to it. Anyways, if it's the beginning of the syllable, it is a consonant. That's the only time it's a consonant, beginning of a syllable. Didn't say beginning of a word. I said beginning of a syllable or the beginning of a word, depending on where it's located at. Now, when we see Y in the middle of a syllable, so this is in the middle of this syllable right here, this Y is going to make the short vowel sound I. Again, this is a 2-syllable word right here. The Y is in the middle of that syllable right there. So that Y is going to say the short vowel I sound again. So we have Jim and we have gypsy. Now this G is going to say the J sound because it's followed by a Y. G with an I-E or a Y, or C with an I-E or a Y after it is going to say its soft sound. So this one's going to say J in both of these. I'm not going to talk about this part yet, but you'll understand why when we get over here. Now, so beginning of it, beginning of the syllable, consonant. Middle of the syllable, it is short I. If it's the end of the first syllable, only the first syllable, end of the first syllable, so this Y is at the end of the first syllable, he's going to say long vowel I sound. Long vowel I. So by, try, and my. Now, when's it going to say long E? In the instance of when it says long E, it has to be at the end of the second or more syllable. So however many syllables the word has, if it's the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth syllable, whatever, then it's going to say long E sound. So if it's the end of a second or more syllable, then it's going to say long E. An instance would be bay. Oh, look at there. We have an open syllable for you guys. So if I split this word, is the word going to be bay, long A because it's open syllable, bay, B because it's a long E right here, or is it going to be bab, closed syllable, and a long E, babby? Is it babby? Nope. If If you use open or closed syllables, you'll understand why it's baby and not babby. Same thing with the word gypsy right here. If we were to split it right here instead of right here, then it'd be jai psi. Jai psi. Well, that doesn't make any sense. So we're going to split it right here. Now it's a closed syllable. This is going to say its short vowel sound. I. C, second syllable. So it's going to say the long E. This one's going to be one that you're going to have to think on and digest, and I guarantee you if you start looking for them, you're going to start recognizing, hey, that works. I actually found a word the other day that it was the second syllable. Gosh, and I cannot remember what that was. I'll have to post it if I see it again. Where it was the base word and it had a prefix added to it, and it did not appear to follow the rule, but it did because it was the base word. So just some neat little insight into rules of Y. And if you start counting, we looked at the, I think, first grade sight word list, and I had a student challenge me on that Y was a vowel. Y is sometimes a vowel instead of most of the time the vowel, and we counted them up, and I think we found like 5 of this and maybe like 15 or 20 of this right here. So challenge your students to find them as vowels or consonants. Some examples of Y and sight words. Some that where they're the long I. This is where they're the end of the first syllable. We have my, Y, and fly. These are off some of the sight word list. And then when it's a long E, we have many, only, every, very, funny, carry, and loudly. I didn't see any words that were on the sight word list where I was a short I, or where the Y was a short I. I did not find any on the kindergarten or first grade lists. Didn't find any on those. So Y is a consonant. As I scoured kindergarten and first grade lists, I only found you, your, and yellow. Notice they're at the beginning. And already you can see disproportionately that it's not very often a Y, and it's a lot more times a vowel. Sorry, I didn't say that right. Consonant versus vowels. Yes, consonants versus vowels. Sorry. Trying to get this right. All right. And that concludes my video. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Yeah. Stay tuned and good luck. If you have any questions, email me. I'd love to talk to you. Have a great night. This was Closed and Open Syllables.